devastating to plants, totally devastating. The trees are dying.
Wherever you see the jet chemtrails go over, you're going to get aluminum, barium, strontium coming down on you.
Why would we not believe it's happening when what we see in the sky matches exactly the express goal of numerous geoengineering patents, about 160 or more? Why would we not believe this is happening when every element showing up in the rain tests are the primary elements named in those geoengineering patents? Why would we not believe this is happening when we have escalating levels in very short time frames, as short as 5 years? We see rain levels of aluminum, for example, escalating as much as 50,000%. California air quality studies do not show these metals migrating from China, and it's of recent origin. So, this bombardment of heavy metals that's raining down on us is coming from somewhere. Why would we not believe geoengineering is occurring when the weather patterns are so altered here in exactly the manner stated by geoengineers and reports on the consequences for geoengineering, which are diminished rainfall, which are increased ozone destruction? We have a massive ozone hole in the northern hemisphere now.
And for the better part of 30 years, I worked in the aerospace and defense industry. Had a secret clearance twice during my career. Some of the technology that I saw or participated in the creation of tends to play a role in some of the things that are used to control the weather. The very distribution process is being employed in the aerosol campaign, manipulating the weather, crops, taking over the food production or controlling the food production, the military applications. The process evolved when they realized in the 1800s that you can put things into the environment that will influence the uptake of moisture and where it drops out of the atmosphere again.
So we need to take this into account. There's a lot of things going on, and we need to take responsibility for that, be aware of it, and try to help be part of the change. What does geoengineering have to do with the fires around the globe? Geoengineering, again, is climate engineering, the deliberate attempt of governments around the globe to engineer the climate. They're creating climate chaos. They're very successful at that. They're contaminating the entire planet. They're successful at that as well. But as far as doing anything beneficial for the populations, that's absolutely not the case. In fact, I would argue that's not their intent at all. It's about power and control, not the common good. Geoengineering contributes to fires in the following ways. Saturating the atmosphere with sprayed particulates creates drought and deluge in certain places, but protracted drought is a common occurrence, an intentionally caused occurrence in many locations. Blistering UV radiation. This is an absolute fact. The UV radiation is off the scale. Take a look at some of the trees around town that are dropping their leaves right now. It's not just drought. These are landscape trees in many cases. Bioavailable metals. There's a mountain of toxic metals, again, falling from the sky. We know this. In Northern California alone, Shasta, Siskiyou counties, we've done 70-plus lab tests. It's an absolutely indisputable fact that, again, a tremendous amount of toxic metal is falling on us. It's changing soil pHs. It's contaminating waters. It's directly related to these programs. We know it's not coming from China. I want to stress that. California Air Resources Board has studied the metals migrating from China, and these metals are not amongst them. In fact, the aerosols from China, I should say, it's not metals coming from China. The only metal that migrates from China is the
There's a growing threat of a changing climate. Our understanding of climate change advances each day. Human activity is disrupting the climate in many ways faster than we previously thought.
Aerosol sprays.
The science is stark.
Destroying the ozone layer.
It proves that this once distant threat is now very much in the present. In fact, the Arctic is the leading edge of climate change, our leading indicator of what the entire